now is also the time to choose Canada. There are many ways for you to do your part. It might mean opting for Canadian rye over Kentucky bourbon.
Now that video's from Saturday as Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau over the weekend mentioned our state by name after enacting tariffs against American goods. And right now we come on the air at 5 with the last few minutes. ABC News reporting the tariffs for Canada are now on hold for at least 30 days. It's our top story. Hello, everybody. I'm Doug Proffitt.
And I'm Shay McAllister. According to ABC News, Canada is reportedly implementing a $1.3 billion plan to reinforce its border with the U.S. Those plans will also be meant to reduce the flow of fentanyl into the country. Nearly 10,000 workers will be at the border as part of the deal. It comes after the president threatened to enact tariffs over the weekend against Canada, China, and Mexico.
Now ABC News also reporting plans from Mexico to reinforce the border with 10,000 National Guard troops, while the United States says it will work to prevent the trafficking of high-powered weapons across the southern border as well. The two countries are set to talk more over the next month before an official agreement is reached. Donald Trump says these tariffs are meant to lower costs for Americans, which economists say could have the opposite effect.
Fresh fruits and vegetables from Mexico, to maple syrup and vehicles from Canada, to consumer electronics and toys from China, and lots of stuff in between.
Experts say building materials could also be at risk, potentially raising the cost of buying a new home.
Kentucky politicians from both sides of the aisle are speaking out against the tariff, saying the move would hurt the Commonwealth.
From the cost and potential jobs lost to the farmers who support the bourbon industry, today Gabrielle Gonzalez explored the possible impacts.
The fallout over tariffs. Check out this video from a liquor store in Vancouver, removing bottles of Jack Daniels made by Louisville's Brown-Forman. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau encouraging customers to buy Canadian brand instead. So bottom line, what kind of influence will this have on the bourbon industry or even Kentucky families?
Generally, I think for consumers, they're going to be hurt by this.
Director of Business and Economic Research at the University of Kentucky, Dr. Mike Clark, is still trying to navigate and understand the potential trade war between one of the U.S.'s closest allies. He says countries who import Kentucky bourbon are less likely to do so, which higher tariffs only hurt distilleries in the bluegrass. Governor Andy Beshear shared a copy of the letter he sent to Kentucky's congressional delegation saying, quote, federal tariffs imposed yesterday have already led to retaliatory actions on Kentucky bourbon that will be costly, disruptive, and harmful to the many thousands of Kentucky men and women who support their families working in the industry.
You know, the impact on consumers is higher prices. We don't fully understand how much higher prices are going to be, but you know, for consumers, you know, when we start getting into these types of trade wars, increasing tariffs and retaliatory tariffs, that means higher prices for consumers.
In Louisville, Gabriel Gonzalez, WHAS11 on your side.
And again, once again, to bring you up to date, the Prime Minister Justin Trudeau and President Donald Trump met twice today, once this morning and once at 3 o'clock starting this afternoon about the tariffs. As part of their agreement, tariffs are going to now be put on hold for Canada for 30 days, as long as Canada implements a $1.3 billion border plan.
Kentucky leaders are pushing back against the tariffs that could do harm in the Commonwealth and to the economy. That includes Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear.
About the farmers that support the industry, the people in the bottling plants and the cooperages. I mean, these are our families, our neighbors. My job is to fight for you. No matter your party, my job is to fight for Kentucky, and I will do it the very best I can, but I need your help.
Beshear is also asking Kentuckians to call the federal delegation and tell them to fight back against the tariffs.
All new happening today, the Blackiston Mill bridge is closed indefinitely in southern Indiana. You can see it right here from our Sky 11 drone video over it today. County crews there are working on repairs and engineers are also assessing the damage. This bridge runs over Silver Creek, connecting New Albany to Clarksville. A dam failure led to erosion of the dirt that the bridge is built right on top of.
So are Ian Hardwood and Chief Photojournalist Philip Merle stopped by to see how those repairs are coming along.
From the Sky 11 drone, here's our view of the 60-year-old Blackiston Mill Bridge. On its upstream side, the dirt collapsed where county crews later removed the guardrail. That's because of a dam failure they discovered Sunday afternoon. The water here should be flowing through the stones and trees, but instead it's rushing around to the part of the bridge that's being worked on. You can see the rock coming out of these Floyd County Public Works trucks. They're using that to fill in this part of the road.
I will say that our primary goal is safety, which is why the bridge is closed and will remain closed for the indefinite future.
Do you know what work needs to be done to get this stable and drivable again?
No, that's what the engineers are assessing right now.
The road nearby may be closed, but nearby Hinton Detail is open. Owner Nick Hinton relies on road traffic for about 1/3 of the business he gets.
A little bit concerned on, if anybody can get to me. So, yeah, basically kind of scared right now for small business. It's not necessarily friendly anyway, right? So every little bit of business I can get, I really appreciate it. It's how I feed my family, 5 kids.
It's concerning for Bill Noble, too. He remembers fishing underneath this bridge about 50 years ago.
It was just field of fun, and see this kind of breaks my heart, gives me cold chills. I hate to see my neighborhood to wash away, but nothing lasts forever.
He supports putting in a new bridge. Since 2017, a replacement bridge has been in the works upstream from this one. Its original timeline had that bridge wrapping up in mid-2027.
The optimist in me says that maybe that timeline would move up by 6 months or so.
County Commissioner Al Knable is confident, though, that the $4 million in federal funds that the project relies on will still come through.
Hopefully it kind of puts a little pep in the step, because I would like to get this back up and going as soon as possible.
All right, that's a busy spot there, Ian. So we know a lot of people wondering, what does this look like tomorrow?
Tomorrow, they're going to be doing a lot of what they did today, trying to fill in on the side there. And what they're actually trying to do there is divert some of that water away so that it's not going to wash away even more of that dirt. And with that rain that we have coming up on the horizon, that's going to be really, really important.
You're talking a 60-year-old bridge. It's going to take a while, though. This isn't any quick fix.
They have no idea on when this is going to be able to be fixed. The engineers are figuring that out. And when we figure out, we'll let everybody know, obviously.
All right, Ian, thank you very much. Well, we got into the 70s today, and meteorologist Danielle Moss is tracking our forecast here. Getting colder tonight, Danielle.
Yes, it is getting colder tonight. This is just the beginning of a pretty weak but yet strong cold front, and multiple rounds of rain. They're on the way. Here's a look at our current satellite and radar across the Ohio Valley. It is the quiet before the cold. Here's a closer look here at home. We have some really light clouds moving through, but overall it's a nice clear evening. Here's a look into Louisville Metro. What a nice evening for us. Over the next 12 hours, our temperatures will begin to fall, and unfortunately it's going to be another cold day for tomorrow. 68 degrees at 7 p.m. But by the time we get into the overnight hours, you can see there is a light chance for some light rainfall as we head into the overnight. 52 degrees will be your high for tomorrow. This is just the beginning of it. We have some really big weather changes that will be happening over the next 7 days. That cold front arrives tonight. Our temperatures will fall. Light rain shower definitely possible, but then we're tracking some rain and some thunderstorms possible for late Wednesday going into your Thursday, and then again for this weekend. Rain chances over the next 5 days, they're pretty high for that Wednesday and your Thursday, and this is just the beginning of it. We have lots of rain on the way. In fact, right now we're registering anywhere from 1 inch to maybe almost 2 inches of rain in the next 7 days. I'm going to time it all out for you, tell you exactly when it's going to be arriving. That's coming up a little bit later on in the newscast.
Danielle, thank you very much. Well, police have arrested a man accused of stealing from a Lowe's store right here in Louisville. According to Metro Police, officers arrested Timothy McCullough of Louisville over the weekend. Police say he tried to steal a portable generator worth more than $1,000 last week at the Lowe's store at Preston Crossing Boulevard. Video shows McCullough trying to fit the generator inside his car before leaving it right in the parking lot and driving off. He's charged with theft by unlawful taking and is due to appear before a judge coming up in early March.
Judge Larry Medlock has denied John Miller's petition for a new judge in his conflict of interest case. Miller, a former Clark County councilman, is accused of financially benefiting from a friendship with Jamie Knoll while voting on contracts with Knoll's company, New Chapel EMS. Miller asked to go to Donald Trump's inauguration on January 20th, and Judge Medlock denied it. That was one of the defense's main arguments as to why the judge was being biased.
I believe that I've been absolutely impartial. Just because I didn't grant his request to attend an inauguration in Washington, D.C. does not mean that I'm biased or prejudiced.
John Miller's attorney argued for a second time that the facts of this case don't match the charge the state has levied against him. Judge Medlock will rule on that in the next several days.